And so now I'd like to welcome Victoria Pitsiaeli to the stage. Victoria is a 4-H B.Sc ambassador and a second-year student studying B.Sc in Applied Biology and a Master of Management dual degree at UBC. Victoria grew up in an urban area and joined 4-H at the age of 8. And through the youth program, it allowed her to build her public speaking skills and providing a link to agriculture that she would not have otherwise had. She is passionate about promoting agriculture for our next generation of youth and inspiring them to become leaders of tomorrow. So please welcome me or join me in welcoming Victoria to the stage.
How do you view agriculture? What images come to mind? My name is Victoria Pitsiaeli, and I'm a 4-H B.Sc ambassador, and I'm excited to start off this morning. I want to lead with this question of how different people view agriculture, because I think it's really interesting. When I tell people I study agriculture, I always get one of two responses. Option A is, so you want to be a farmer, and option B is, you're talking about a whole industry. What kind of agriculture? And I've noticed this pattern, so now I try to guess which option people respond with. And from this sort of casual research study, I've noticed some patterns. It seems that people who grow up in a rural area or connected to agriculture seem to see agriculture as a complicated, interconnected system, with everyone taking on a role either as a provider, a supplier, a deliverer, a consumer, or something else. Whereas people tend to answer the first way, see agriculture simply as their source of food. And this brings me to my first main point. People, depending on their background and experiences, see agriculture differently, either as their source of food or as a complicated system. And this kind of leads into my second point, which is that this divide between people is a problem. We need more people to see agriculture as a sector that they're a part of, to continue to respect food, innovate it, and build this sector. And I believe youth are the future of agriculture, and we need to target this next generation. I believe that youth are the leaders of tomorrow, and on one side, that's very exciting. But at the same time, it's overwhelming because I think, how can we take all of the information and knowledge we have in this room and transfer it to my generation? It's a weighty responsibility. Youth my age and younger are at some point very soon going to start making the decisions about agriculture. And if we don't teach them that we cannot take our food system for granted, it's going to start looking like this. I believe that one of the most powerful ways we can teach youth about food systems is through agriculture education. Agriculture education and positive youth development programs like 4-H are a major way we can build the future of agriculture. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about my story. Having been a 4-H member since I was 8 years old, I can attest to the positive, life-changing impact that this program has on thousands of lives around the world every year. Coming from an urban, non-agricultural background, 4-H bridged the gap to the world of farming and fostered my love for animals and showed me that I belonged. I was pretty shy and never would have imagined I'd be somewhere like this. I trained numerous dairy cows and goats and prepared them for shows. I learned about animal husbandry, showmanship, and animal care practices. Through farm tours and educational workshops and hands-on activities, I learned about an industry I otherwise would have been completely disconnected from. 4-H taught me responsibility, communication, and the importance of community and strong role models, which are essential skills and values to become leaders. 4-H presents agriculture to youth in a way that is interesting and exciting and invites them to get involved. And that's the reason why I'm here today. But it's not just my story. Thousands of alumni around the world believe the same thing. The Alumni Awareness and Reputation Report conducted in 2022 surveyed 1,000 4-H alumni and 1,000 members of the general public to see the results of 4-H engagement. And this showed that 44% of 4-H alumni identified as working in the agriculture sector compared to just 1% in the general public. And these aren't just agriculture-related skills and knowledge. A large part of positive youth development is leadership skills. Thus, these same respondents were then asked to rank themselves on a series of different indicators and skills, such as public speaking, responsibility, resilience, self-esteem, and many more. And 4-H youth ranked themselves higher on every single indicator than members of the general public. 4-H has shaped me into who I am today. It's provided me with this link to agriculture that I otherwise would have been completely disconnected from, and has been doing so for members across the country for over 110 years, equipping them with the skills they need to contribute to any sector or role they choose, but with a background appreciation for food and its production. So I encourage you to continue to invest and encourage participation in 4-H and other programs like it, because they are building the employees, the managers, the farmers, the policymakers, and the consumers of the future. And I think that particularly with engaging youth who, like me, don't apparently seem to have a connection to agriculture, we can bridge the gap and we can have more people who see agriculture as a system. Because at the end of the day, not everyone is going to be a farmer or grow up on a farm, but our intrinsic connection to food makes us all responsible for contributing to food systems through what we eat. Thank you.